Hey everyone, it's Megan Densmore. It's about noon here on the East Coast. I'm an actress, producer, and a wellness guide. That means I help people figure out the best ways to get from where they are to healthier, more active, and better managing chronic pain or chronic conditions if that's a thing that they have. So today, my topic for today is, should it always be easy? This came up for me today because I'm doing the Deepak and Oprah 21-day meditation challenge, which if you've never done one of those, I highly recommend them. I try to do, whenever they do a free meditation challenge, I try to do it. And today is day 12. And in the meditation, both Deepak and Oprah were talking about essentially the concept of like when we're in the flow. And they sort of had us think about times where we were like forcing and pushing an action in order to get a result that we wanted and what that felt like versus essentially allowing things to unfold along our journey to accomplishing something that matters to us. I'm kind of mixed on this, to be perfectly honest with you, and I'm going to give some, I have some notes because I'm going to talk a little bit about sort of my thought process on this. I absolutely think that Oprah and Deepak are correct. When we're in the flow, it feels different. We are inspired to take certain actions, and then we take those actions, and it does seem like immediately there are things that kind of show up and make sense to us and like appear. It's like miracles start to happen like when we're in the flow of taking inspired actions and like doing that kind of a thing. So I absolutely agree. I have a caveat. What if you're trying to do something that like either you've never done it before, or it looks on the surface to be hard, or it's something that has some roadblocks and challenges just inherently in what it is? What are you going to do? Just not do it because there are challenges and it's not easy? Disagree, right? So if there's something that you want to do and you are taking actions and you're going down that road and roadblocks are coming up and obstacles are coming up, I would sort of say that it can be in how we look at it, because we're not always out of the flow or out of our inspiration just because there's an obstacle. So I'm going to say that again. So we can be inspired and we can take actions on whatever our dreams or goals are. And we can be in the flow and there can be seemingly doors flying open for us at times, right? Like this is a thing that can happen. And we're in the flow and it's easy and it's working, we're inspired. And I would argue we can still be in the flow on something we're still just trying to figure out. And I would encourage you to still take inspired actions even as perceived obstacles or challenges arise. So I'm going to give an example of that. Right now I have been a working voiceover actress for, I've been a voiceover actress for over a decade. I've been an actress since I was like 3. But I've been a working voiceover actress primarily in the union, getting paid, qualifying for health insurance, like considered successful, booking commercials. I have some national commercials that have run and been still running. So I've been doing that and really working for like 6 years in that aspect of the industry. And during that time, I really didn't work much as an actor outside of voiceover. So I really didn't have a lot of relationships with casting directors. I didn't have, or wasn't really submitting myself, didn't have anybody submitting me for work like acting in television shows or in movies or even theater, even though I have a history of doing theater. I really just didn't do that aspect of the industry for a while. And one of the big reasons why I did that was because I was still trying to figure out whether or not my body was going to recover completely from my chronic pain and chronic illness symptoms. I didn't really want to go down that road if I wasn't going to be able to do the job in a respectful way. I really like to be reliable. It's a thing that matters to me. So I was excited that voiceover was something that was going to work for me no matter what. So I really went in there full force. I had some obstacles and challenges that came up in the voiceover world. I still have some. I was put on availability for a big voiceover job this week, and I didn't book it. I didn't get it. But it was a big move forward because this is a casting director I've gone in for a bunch of times, always gotten good feedback, but I've never been noticed by the creative team and been like essentially like pinned or put on first refusal or like on the short list for a job. So it's a big deal that through that casting director I was shortlisted, and now, I mean, inherently I'm going to be top of mind for that casting director when opportunities that are similar to that one come up, because I'm someone that a creative team has liked. So, I mean, that is kind of a roadblock because I haven't booked a big acting job yet this year, and that has a financial toll on the, like, how I navigate my finances and like how I pay my bills and like how money comes to me. And moving into these other aspects of acting, like, I didn't really have a lot to go on, except for the fact that I have an excellent education and like I'm skilled and like can do the work, but I'm kind of out of practice, or I was. Like in voiceover, you don't have to memorize lines. You never have to memorize lines. And you know, like a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago, I think it's maybe 2 years ago, when I started to sort of like kick around the idea of getting back into the other aspects of the industry, something I had to do was like rework my memorizing muscle. Like I had to learn lines. I had to get off book. And yes, I know how to do that, but like that's a muscle. You got to practice. So even though there were roadblocks and there were challenges and it wasn't easy, and it still isn't completely easy, I'm really clear that this goal of getting working in the other aspects of the industry really matters to me. So I got an email this morning in a totally different context from somebody that I greatly respect, who's like a mentor and a coach and a leader in another sort of business situation that I work in. But it's still relevant to whatever it is we want to play it to. And he gave 4 pieces of advice, which I'm going to share now. So like, say there's a big thing that you want to do. There's a goal that you have, whether that's like you want to accomplish something in fitness, you have a career goal, you want to be entrepreneurial, you want a new job, you want to change something about your health. You know, for me, I use the acting career sort of addition transition thing that I'm in right now. I recommend you do 4 things. The first thing, practice. Sharpen your skills. So I got myself into some classes where I was going to be asked to work on television copy, which is basically sides or a scene from a television show, because my main goal is to book a role on a television show that shoots in New York in the calendar year of 2017. So if I get the opportunity to go in and audition, I need to be able to do it. I need to be practiced. I need to be able to get off book. I need to be able to analyze the sides. I need to be able to know sort of what's going on with the scene. So I put myself in a class where I was going to have to practice that. That was the first thing I did, because I would need to sharpen my skills. It was not easy. I crashed and burned a whole bunch. And a lot of insecurities came up and a lot of stress came up, and I, built some extra roadblocks and challenges for myself that I didn't need to actually like create, that weren't even really there. Like I created them. So I did that. Next, related, get some experience. So for me, that looks like jumping into some other situations where I'm going to actually get experience meeting and working with some of these casting directors that hopefully I'm going to get to go in for later in this year. I want to know, hey Johan, I want to know, what are they like? Is it important for them that I be off book in an audition, or do they not care? If I'm really connected to the material, I need to know that. What things do they really hate or enjoy? What is their style? What is their office like? Am I going to be reading with them directly, or are they going to have a reader? Like what kinds of shows do they work on? So like what kind of things should I keep in mind about them when I'm trying to do that, right? So I need to get some experience, some actual hands-on experience of what that's going to be like. The next thing would be to gain knowledge. So I also need to gain some knowledge about this aspect of the industry. I know a whole lot about the voiceover industry. I'm an expert when it comes to the voiceover industry, and a lot of people ask me questions. I'm happy to chat with you about it. It's a specific aspect of the acting industry. I don't know as much about episodic television. Now, I'm really, really grateful that I have some close good friends who are working and booking these kinds of jobs on television that I want to have. So I want to ask them, what's that like? What is the process? What's the audition process? What's it like on set? You know, if it's available to you, get on a set, see what that's like. I've had the opportunity to be on some sets, which is really great. But, you know, like, actually see what it's like, gain some knowledge about it. Also, I have to learn, like, who's casting what and what kinds of things, and sort of know what's going on that way. So gain knowledge that's specific to what it is that you are trying to do goal-wise. And then the last thing, probably the most important thing, is to gain confidence. I'm curious about how many roadblocks or challenges appear that like aren't real ones. Like, I know I am not the only one on the planet who creates obstacles and challenges for myself that like don't actually exist. They're not really there. They're not really there. It's not a thing. Something that I do is I think I am not pretty enough for certain acting jobs. Nobody else is telling me that. That is not what I'm hearing back. That is something I am doing that is actually an obstacle that I am creating that's going to stand between me and these jobs that I want to do. And really, at the end of the day, whether or not I'm pretty is irrelevant. What's relevant is, am I right for the job? Is me being in this role going to tell the story of whatever it is that I'm doing? Does it fit with the rest of what's going on? And that might be like, if you're going to hire me for like a period TV show that's like, you know, in the 1800s, like, you are going to have to put a wig on me, or you're not going to put me in for that because, hi, haircuts like this didn't exist then. So I might not be an easy choice for a show like that. And it's totally fine because there's so many things I am right for. But that is not even a relevant thing. Okay? So now I want to bring this back and make it more general again. Because I know I have like a pretty broad group of people who've tuned into this, and also usually when these videos get shared after, I have a pretty broad group of people who watch them, and thank you, I appreciate it. And if you have shared, I'm going to encourage you, if this is helpful, please share this. Please, you know, comment below, let me know if you have certain questions. But back to the concept again. Should it be easy? Now, I believe we can get in the flow on a thing that matters to us and not bring extra stress or anxiety into the moments that there are challenges and roadblocks. We also do not need to make the challenges and roadblocks mean that we are not going down the correct road or that this is not a goal that we should accomplish. I for sure have done that before. It's like, oh, well, if this is so hard, I guess it's something I guess I shouldn't be doing it. I guess I shouldn't go down this road because it's hard. Like, well, do I still really want it? Does it still really matter to me? Is it still really important to every day of my life that I go down that road? If yes, say, okay, I'm having some stuff come up right now. I'm not going to make it mean anything about anything, and I'm going to see what's there. Is this a block I'm creating? No, yes. Is this a block that something is being created externally? No, yes, cool. Is there something I have to learn in this block that's maybe standing between me and what I want? And like this block I've been in this week about my acting career, the thing that I have to learn is I am enough exactly as I am. And there are roles for me. And it's going to work. And I have to be patient. And I have to get experience. And I have to practice, I have to get experience, I have to gain knowledge, and I have to gain confidence so that I can walk into those rooms and nail it. I just have to be able to do that. So these challenges and these blocks that are coming up, all they really mean are, I got stuff to do to like be ready to get on the other side of that goal. So it's not that it should be easier. It will be easy. It is easy already if I notice what I have to learn. And I don't know about you, but realizing that what I have to learn is that I have to be patient is not my favorite thing. It's just not. It's just really, really not. The fact that I can't control my environment and I can't control other people and I can't control opportunities and I just can't do it is still a little hard for me. But I am learning that most of the challenges and roadblocks that occur for me on some level of it are either that I got to be patient and I got to stay the course and I got to not give up, and that then relates to I have to be confident. And I have to believe that my goal is possible, and I have to believe that everything is flowing, and it is easy. I just can't see it. I'm too busy fighting whatever those challenges are. So don't be mad at the obstacles and challenges that come up. Don't make it mean that you shouldn't be doing that thing that you want to do. It probably doesn't mean that. And look for what it is that you have to learn or experience. Maybe there's just a feeling that you need to get more comfortable feeling. And maybe that keeps coming up for you. I know for me, anger is one I'm just so not comfortable. And it keeps coming up. And it's like, okay, I got all these things in my life that are making me angry. I guess what I'm here to learn today is I get to feel what anger feels like and not run from it and experience it. And like, it'll go away again. Fine. All right. I hope this was helpful. And absolutely, I'm going to encourage you to follow your intuition, follow your dreams, follow your goals, be where you are in the process. Notice when those obstacles come up, don't let them stop you. Maybe let you take a break for a second and take a rest. If this video was helpful to you, please share it. Please connect in with me every Friday around noon Eastern Standard Time. I go live. I'm a little behind on uploading these to my website, so those will exist, and to Vimeo, but they will get there eventually. We'll figure that out. I'm just a little behind. But it's great to have you tune in. I appreciate it. Again, my name is Megan. I am an actress, producer, and wellness guide, and I'm here to help you find your freedom. Happy Friday, everybody.